Welcome to Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, prescribed by Dr. Harrison. Last year was the first year my oldest boy got to play organized football. It's not tackle, it's just NFL flag 360 or 60, play 60, whatever they call it. It was flag football. I won't, even though I played college ball, high school ball, coach high school tackle, I won't let him play tackle at least until he's in middle school. Anyways, so he kind of got the luck of the draw. He was on a really good team for 7 and 8 year olds. His coach, they had really good athletes. His coach was a great coach. He didn't take it too serious, understanding that these are 7 and 8 year old kids and they need to learn the game and have fun. But he wasn't loosey-goosey with it and everybody gets a certificate and trophy. Right? He had a nice, grounded concept of what this was all about and structured practice really well. He actually won Coach of the Year because the boys ran the table in the season. They got to the playoffs, ran the table in playoffs, and won their Super Bowl. Now, the team he was on was the Eagles, right? And then it just so happened, by luck, happenstance, that the Eagles then that year went on to win the Super Bowl. So now my son is a diehard Eagles fan for life, right? Like, it makes sense, especially for an 8-year-old at the time. So this year we signed him back up. And we were a little reluctant because of the price, though we knew he had a great experience and it was structured really well. The commissioner, Patrick, he runs it excellent. But it's pricey. It's expensive. But what you're paying for is organization. Games are on time. Practices are on time. Coaches show up. Refs are paid. Like, things happen that don't happen in the city rec league that I've experienced. A whole other story. Anyways, so he goes to his first practice last night for the new season. And if history tells me anything, and the coincidences happen, well, he's on this year on the 49ers. Don't mean to hate on you 49er fans. I know you think because you got Jimmy G, things are going to change. You guys will be better, but let's keep it real. It's Jimmy G. You're not Super Bowl bound yet, okay? Sorry, Niners fans. But the coach, I don't think he's ever played a game of football in his life. The kids were running around, screaming, playing, not paying attention. There was no real structure to what was happening. And I'm standing on the sidelines. And now, when my kids play sports, I don't interject at all. I sit back and watch because I want their coach to do what they're doing. He's coaching. I didn't volunteer coach. He's the coach. Listen to your coach, right? At the same time, if you want help from me because you know I played and I coach, I can help you at home. Now, if there's anything where that coach is out of bounds and does something crazy, you better believe I'll step in and say something. But, whether he's a good coach, a great coach, a shitty coach, that's none of my business. I didn't take the time to take his position. I didn't take the time to sign up as a volunteer coach. He's doing that. So I got to give him his due props on that. But I was sitting and I was like, I don't know where this is going to go. Plus, they've got 14 kids on the team, so not everyone's going to get a lot of playing time unless the coach separates offense and defense as single units, which I don't know if he's going to do. I don't know if he was evaluating the players with respect to who could play what position. And I was just sitting there oh boy, this looks like it's going to be a 49ers season. One where, everyone thinks they're having a lot of fun and it doesn't turn out so great. And that's the thing. Things are great and people have a wonderful time and no one says anything but all praise when people are winning. But when you're losing sucks. And people say it's not all about winning, and I totally agree. But no one is having fun when they're losing. And at least you got to be competitive. Now, they haven't played a game. I don't know what the rest of the league is like. I don't know what coach's plan is for the game. Quite frankly, I don't care. But based off of the one practice they had for the week, for having a game on Saturday, I don't really know what's going to happen. And so I thought to myself, do I, as I'm sitting there on the sideline watching this and just kind of being oh my God, I was like, do I pull my son to the side and tell him what I think? Do I yank my son from this? Do I not say anything? Do I go help the coach? And I didn't want to just jump in with a knee-jerk reaction. I wanted to really think about it. And I thought, I'm not going to jump in and help the coach. I've got my own high school team that I'm coaching, and I'm here to be dad, not coach, right? So I'm going to sit back. 2, my son got a great experience with the Coach of the Year and winning a Super Bowl, not losing a game. Sports isn't always like that. So having an experience of the flip side of that might give him good perspective of the varying degrees of coaching and skill level of players and team and teammates and structure, right? He needs to see the other side of that to understand how grateful it is to have both of those sides and to have been a part of something winning, right? You can't be really grateful for being a part of a winning program unless you experience loss. I don't care what you say. If you don't understand what it feels like to be beaten to the dirt and embarrassed, you can't truly, fully appreciate what it's like to run the table and win a championship. So all I'm going to do is ask my son questions. How do you feel about so far? What'd you think about your teammates? What'd you think about your coach? And anytime he starts to complain, I'm going to sit him down and talk to him about stuff. If he wants some help, I'm going to help him. But the other thing I realize is if it goes the way I'm thinking if it goes the way I think it's going to go, which I really hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't go the way I think it's going to go. But if it does, because I've been around sports long enough to know, I have an opportunity to teach him something about leadership. Because if he starts really hating it and they're losing and things aren't, and even if the coach, coaches when they lose, they tend to switch and get more disciplined instead of being disciplined up front. I can give him an opportunity to say, well, here's your chance to lead this team. Here's your chance to make sure your teammates aren't messing around, that everyone's in line, paying attention, that you guys are truly focused. Here's an opportunity for you to step up to the plate and instead of complain, be a part of the solution. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit back, observe, ask questions, get his answers, watch the way he handles everything, watch the way the team and the coach handles everything, and if it goes the way I think it's going to go, I'm going to interject to let him know, here's your chance to be a leader. And if it doesn't go that way, well, then I'm going to naturally let it progress, but I'm still going to give him some things of, hey, you ever thought about taking this step? But when a team is doing really well, the leadership role is usually there organically, and someone takes that helm. And it may not be my boy. Don't think your son's going to be the leader of every team or your daughter. It may not be them. It may be someone else. And that's okay because on a team, everyone's got to play their role. But if the team is faltering without leadership and he wants to complain, I'm going to give him something to do about it. I'm going to make sure that he's part of the solution, not the problem. That's Doc's Daily Dose for Dads. Don't forget to hashtag Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, hashtag 4D, all social media at RebirthBX. Check out the website, rebirthbx.com. Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music for the audio podcast version of this. Hit the subscribe button, YouTube, Doc's Daily Dose for Dads. I think I'm going to do a long format short series for the podcast just on sports. Maybe have a couple pro athletes in that I know, a coach or two, a parent, and a real athlete, and get some perspective on coaching, kids, dad as coach, dad as observer, dad as fan. It could be interesting. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. I'm off to go win another football game tonight.